I saw a news report about a group of women in their teens who had been murdered. One of the victims was wearing a necklace that looked exactly like the one my father had given me. I walked over to the TV to compare them and discovered the necklaces were identical. This terrified me. I rushed to the computer to search for information. The more I looked, the more shocked I became. The victims' appearances were strikingly similar to my deceased mother. This plunged me into deeper suspicion. I resolved to uncover the truth. While my father was out, I entered his room and discovered medication in a drawer, potentially direct evidence. Then I stumbled upon an album filled entirely with crime methods and records. Just as I stood frozen in shock, my father returned home in his car. I quickly snapped the album shut and fled the room, but I overlooked one detail. The TV downstairs was still on. I finally pressed the remote before Dad walked in, then forced myself to stay calm as I greeted him. Then I noticed he was wearing leather gloves. I instinctively asked why. Dad simply explained it was cold. Soon we sat in the living room watching TV, but I felt terribly uneasy. I accidentally knocked over the ice cream, and my hand got cut. Dad gently bandaged my wound. In that moment, watching him, my resolve began to waver. But late that night, a sound came from the living room. Father had opened the attic stairs. Going up to the attic in the middle of the night was strange behavior. The next morning, after Father left, I immediately went up to the attic. There, I found a small box filled with women's jewelry. One ring bore blood stains. I was almost certain these were all victims' belongings. I laid all the jewelry on the table. When Father returned, I confronted him about their origin. He claimed they were Mother's old collection. I didn't believe him. Then I pulled out the blood-stained ring. Father claimed it was merely red paint. Faced with his evasive answers, I produced the necklace and the victim's photograph. Father suddenly grew furious, declaring I'd end up just like Mother mad. I realized my mother's death was also connected to him, so I hurried upstairs and locked the door from the inside. Then I called the police.